Hello and howdy, folks. Last night I watched, for the first time in a long time, The Wizard, from 1989, the Fred Savage 90-minute Nintendo commercial. This was a request. It's been coming for quite a long time, but if you do ask me to watch a film, no matter how bad, I will eventually watch it. Emphasis on eventually. This was a slice of nostalgia. I mean, there's pretty much nothing else to talk about. I saw this in the theater. I can tell you that much. I had to have seen it several times since, seeing that it came out in 1989. I can't remember how many times. I'll call this the fourth viewing, because I know I saw it in the theater. I have actually a story about seeing it in the theater. And I had to have probably rented it at least a couple times, and seen it here and there, but I'll call this the fourth full viewing that, I'm aware of. I went to a play, let's see, in 1989, and this probably would have been around, what do you think, summer, or actually it probably would have been in the winter. So in 89, I would have been most likely 11, maybe 12 years old. And we'll say 12, just because I could see this coming out in October or November for the shopping season. Because again, it's a 90-minute Nintendo commercial. So I'll just call myself 12, a young 12 years old. And I went to a play. I saw a middle school, elementary production of The Wizard of Oz. And I think it was put on by the Jefferson City High School. And I remember it was at Lincoln University, at the stage at Lincoln University. Anywho, I left during the third act of Wizard of Oz to go watch this film. That's what I remember. I was so excited, but yet I had to go see the play to support a friend, and I snuck out. Again, they were gearing up to, kill the witch. They were gearing up for the final confrontation. And I had to get the hell out of there, because I had to make it to the Wizard on time. That's my story about the Wizard. Okay, the movie is about... I was just going to read this to you, the synopsis that comes with the disc in the mail, just because I thought it did a far better job than I ever could have. In this comedy, Corey Woods, Fred Savage, sneaks his emotionally disturbed little brother Jimmy, Luke Edwards, out of the home he has been placed in, and sets off on a trip across the country. Along the way, they team up with young Haley, Jenny Lewis, and together they discover the silent Jimmy has a gift for playing video games. That's pretty much it. Nothing else. Well, nothing happens with any kind of drama. It just happens. For half the film, we're left wondering what the hell is everyone's problem. Then halfway through the film, we learn of the tragic circumstances that have brought everyone to their current place in life. And we're like, oh, okay. But for the first half of the film, we're just totally off kilter. Like Fred Savage is at home with his dad, Beau Bridges, and his older brother, Christian Slater. And they have a fight, and so he just picks up and leaves, and just go. He's mildly irritated and depressed slightly in life, so he just runs away, disappears out of the house, goes to his little brother, who again is institutionalized for some reason, but yet can escape at will. And Fred Savage can sneak in without any harm, and then take his brother, and then they can go on a cross-country adventure. Again, there's absolutely no tension, no drama. It just happens. Everything in the film just kind of happens. We're left without motivation for a lot of the characters for most of the film. Jenny Lewis's character, the Jenny Lewis, she is just this character who exists. I guess she's just this pixie. We're never given a full backstory on her. If we were, I've totally forgotten it. That's kind of the problem with the film. I watched this. Well, it's very boring, and it says comedy, but I maybe only laughed twice, and I don't think it was intended. I don't know. Anywho, I watched this film, not even 12 hours ago. Like, I don't know, 9 hours ago I watched this film, and I can't remember some stuff. No, it's not that I can't remember some stuff. It's that I forgot that I watched it. It's forgettable. There are long expanses in the film where you just watch like a person play a video game. And it's not getting the whole picture. It's like, okay, we have a shot of watching them play the video game. So now we're watching someone play a video game. And then we watch like 30 seconds of the actual video game. And it just like goes back and forth for a while. So it's like that. It's scenes of watching people play video games. Nintendo video games. This film is chock full of Nintendo products, officially licensed Nintendo products. And so it's intercut with video game footage and watching people, like close-up shots of people playing video games, which they're not actually playing the video game. They're acting like they're playing the video game. So we've got that. We've got scenes of watching people play video games, intercut with like intense melodrama, and everyone's got the worst possible story about death and depression, and it's just very off balance. Again, it just got very boring. In fact, I looked down for the first time and it was 20 minutes. 20 minutes into the film, and I was like, how much longer, So, again, you're like, okay, now we're going to watch this intense scene of melodrama, and now we're going to watch someone play Ninja Gaiden for 3 minutes. The script also features some sparkling dialogue, such as my favorite line of the whole film was, if he finds the warp zone, he can jump worlds. And, of course, the iconic scene when they first unveil the Power Glove, and our villain, our bad wizard, says, I love the Power Glove. It's so bad. There is an enjoyable quality, camp quality to watching it, but it's not enough to make it enjoyable. I guess I don't even know what I want to give the film. I guess I'll give it a 4. I think a 4 is fair because I had some fun watching, and it was well directed. It was directed by Todd Holland, which surprised me. I mean, like, when the name came up, Todd Holland, directed by Todd Holland, I was like, wow. Todd Holland is very big in television. He's made a few films. I'd have to say all of them are pretty much bad, but he's done amazing television. He directed a bulk of The Larry Sanders Show. He directed a bulk of Malcolm in the Middle. So it was surprising. So, I mean, he knows story structure. He could tell a story visually, and that was done. It's just the story itself. Again, I imagine being, like, cranked out by a team of Nintendo people. Well, probably a screenwriter hired by Nintendo to incorporate all of their products into making a long 90-minute commercial with some kind of story. And it just happens that story is about, a family falling apart and coming back together. And Jenny Lewis, she's just in there. I don't know what's going to happen to her. I don't know if they're going to adopt her because, again, I can't remember. If she told her backstory, God, I cannot remember it at all. And I mean, I wasn't like doing stuff. I watched this movie. And I can't remember now her explanation of character at all. So I don't know if, what's going to happen in the future. Maybe she's going to be adopted by the family. I don't know. So again, it's not totally unwatchable. It does deal with family and I guess has a good message of understanding and togetherness. What I enjoyed about it and why I was glad that I watched it is because this is a living snapshot, a living postcard from the early 90s. For me, grade 6. This is like taking grade 6 and putting it in a film in terms of music, in terms of the culture, in terms of the fashion. The fashion being the real highlight here. The fashion is just disgusting, but it's incredibly accurate. I mean, obviously this is a film and the clothes at the time are the best of the best, but it looked like the 6th grade dance. Like when everyone wore their best clothes and went to the 6th grade dance, that's what this film looks like. And it's just gross, but it's great because it's my childhood and I'm there. It's like I seriously was having like flashbacks while watching this film of all of the clothes and the video games. Again, it's just nostalgia for me, and that's what limits it. It's nostalgia for anyone probably from the ages of, maybe 30, 31 to 36. If you're in that short range, you'd probably get a lot of emotional satisfaction out of watching this film. Outside of that, there's probably no reason for you ever to watch this film. I don't really know what else to say. The acting was fine. Again, it's dominated by kids. I never really get mad at bad acting from kids. All the characters are pretty much one note. There's so many characters. This is a big cast, and it's like all of the characters have they're all archetypes, and they all have their one like few notes, and they play those notes. There's a lot of irrational behavior in this film. Again, the film continues because it has to. It doesn't have any drama. There's no inciting incident other than Fred Savage feeling slightly depressed at his brother and dad fighting. And, well, crap, I just forgot my point. There's just no tension, there's no drama, and things happen irrationally. You know, people behave irrationally to continue this story. And even at the end, the film could be over. I mean, there definitely is no drama. There's just nothing there, but yet it continues because apparently one of the characters is psychotic. That's the only thing I can understand. I feel that I've got to wrap it up. I've almost talked about... I have 16 minutes on the 1989 opus, The Wizard. I really just have to shut up. I don't really see how I could go on any longer, though I feel that I could. So there you go. That's The Wizard. The Fred Savage 90-minute Nintendo commercial. And whatever. I enjoyed the nostalgia, but there's no reason to see this film unless you want to remember, the good old days. So, okay, I'll show the disc one more time. And again, this is a request. So, Merry Christmas, Garvey. Good for you. There you go. There's The Wizard. I'll give it a solid 4. Thank you very much.